Hello, and welcome back to Exploring Azeroth with Beryl. This week, I know I said last week that we were going to be going into the Arathi Highlands, but I was wrong and I forgot a entire zone, which I feel like that's actually pretty common with this zone because I even forget this zone when I'm questing. Like I forget that it's even here. So this week we are going to go into the Hinterlands, which is a zone that's right below the Plaguelands and right above the Arathi Highlands, and it's just kind of wedged in there. And it's a really cool zone. It's got a lot of really cool history, but I feel like maybe it's just me, but I feel like it is forgotten quite often. Going to disappear my face off here, and we are going to jump in with Miss Beryl, and we are going to explore the Hinterlands. Right, well, we are starting off actually not in the Hinterlands. I went ahead and put us right back here in. What is this place called? Wow, my brain is absolutely with it. Right in Hillsbrad Foothills. We are right over at the Ravenhold Manor, which, like I said, is just one of those really cool little places. But as you leave Ravenhold Manor and just look a little bit to the north and to the what, northwest, we are going to be going straight into the Hinterlands. If you see that eagle up ahead, it's not actually an eagle. It is the representation of a griffin, and that is because this is the home of the Wildhammer Dwarves. They're a dwarf clan that is well known for their taming of the griffins. In fact, the Hinterlands is the home of these griffins. And something I didn't really remember is you can fly up here and enter through this eagle head and kind of go down and see all of the different nesting sites inside of Griffin. I think it's kind of a neat little thing. But you can go out here, and our first area we're going to explore is Airy Peak, which is the home of the Wildhammer Dwarves, and where they tame and breed their griffins. That's pretty cool. Also pretty darn cool is you can go into the various keeps, and they're actually kind of neat. Like the decorations and stuff are pretty spiffy. You've got this really interesting little forge area down here because the Wildhammer dwarves, like all the other dwarves, are definitely into blacksmithing. They just prefer to do it kind of in the open air. It's kind of spiffy. You can also go into the Wildhammer Keep and check out all of their various and sundry pieces of equipment that are down there. There are also a few Draenei around. Draenei are another race in World of Warcraft, and they have some representation in the Hinterlands. But yeah, you can go right here into this keep. They've got nice little dining hall. You can kind of hang out here. They also have a little barracks, which I think is on this side. Let me see. Maybe not, but maybe. But they've got a little barracks area. They've got a couple little bars. They've, they've got this nice little bar here. You can have a seat. The bartender, Mr. Truck Wildbeard, will be more than happy to serve you. You can run downstairs to another little seating area, and you can go over here to another seating area that I completely forgot about, which is really nice with a nice fireplace. You can have your little guild meetings or whatever right here. I think this is also where... Oh, leatherworking trainer and supplies. I will have to remember that, because that is an area I had forgotten about. But after you go through all of that, blacksmithing supplies, you then can go... Sorry. I just went through this and it did not take me long to already have forgotten what I'm looking for. Ah, yeah. Into the garage area, basically. You can see these dwarven tanks. And if you go over this way, through this little passage, and then up the stairs is where I think they keep the flying machines. So yeah, you've got some nifty little dwarf, or probably gnome, helicopters and flying machines in this little workshop. It's just kind of a neat little detail. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next area if I don't get lost. Oh, there's the barracks. I knew they were there somewhere. If I don't get lost in the keep, which honestly is something I am extremely good at doing. I don't know why I get so turned around in these areas, but I always do. So once I get out, we will explore a little bit more. Cool, I made it out. I am so proud of myself. Alright, a couple more little notable areas. Here's one of our Draenei representatives, Ambassador Rulith. And just another little guard tower that's over here. You can then run up this nifty little path and check out the graveyard with the 3 trees that are carved in the Wildhammer symbols. Nobody of note is buried here, but I do believe it is where your character will respawn if they die. Now, the other big thing that I definitely want to point out, if you are like me and always on the hunt for houses or housing, there is a wonderful little house right here, Featherbeard's Hovel, and it's not all that much of a hovel. It is a very nice little private house with a couple nice paintings on the wall, big fireplace, you got your bed, and you have a chair you can sit at. So this is one of the first outdoor houses that I think I qualify as a complete house. There's actually another house in the Hinterlands, and it's probably the only reason I ever remember that this place is here, because there's actually housing, which in a game like World of Warcraft, we don't have enough of. Now we're going to tour on through the Hinterlands, past the graveyard, and there's a little campsite up here on the hill, Digger's Camp. Not sure if it's for a quest or not, but it's kind of fun to find.
Greetings.
And you have a high elf and
What
a
can I do for
dwarf
you?
who seems a little bit, possibly a little bit drunk. And that is right up above an enclave of actual high elves and a little secret path. Not all that secret, but still. It is a little path that you can go through and follow right along, and you will end up in the Western Plaguelands. And you don't even have to fly. I'm just flying because it's faster. But you can go right along this path, and you will end up just outside of the Sholomance dungeon in the Western Plaguelands. So if you didn't know about that little shortcut, there it is. Alright, we are going to go down and we are going to check out the High Elf Lodge, and I am not going to actually attempt to pronounce it because I know I'm going to butcher the pronunciation. But I do find it really interesting that this Keldanil, I guess we'll go with, lodge, the High Elf Lodge, is done in the style of the Night Elves, which I found a very interesting choice. But you've got a little meditation area out here, cute little bunny, a high elf guarding everything.
How may I help?
A little bit disappointing. All of these high elf guards are exact carbon copies of each other, but probably not all that surprising. But you can go in, you can run around, you do a little bit. I think they have some questing that you can do to help them. They are allies of the Wildhammer Dwarf clan, which is why we have a representative.
How are
ya?
Watch your
And
back.
the other actual house in this zone, which is right here behind the lodge. Now, it does have a NPC in it, but, you know, that's not a drawback. And if you are into more of a night elf foresty look for your house, this is a good private little place. You can go right in here. Got a nice little seating area, few musical instruments, and your nice little bed over here in the corner. It makes for a cute little house. And it is very close, if we just go up here, to a very cool area, Ceridine, which back in World of Warcraft Classic era was filled with dragonkin. Now it's not, but you know, that's okay. Also, as we go over, we're going to go over one of the first of many troll settlements, because the Hinterlands was actually first populated by trolls. It was the powerful Amani clan of trolls, and there are still dregs of their civilization, which is really neat, and we won't really see a lot of their building style again until we get up into the Drazara lore and other sections of World of Warcraft. There are little pockets of the Troll Empire, but we don't see it at its height until we get into the Battle for Azeroth expansion era. But we're going to go running over here and check out where the dragons used to war. It's really neat too, because this is obviously very much Night Elfic inspired, and actually go up and see one of the now defunct portals up to the Emerald Dream, which is one of the Night Elf things, where the dragon aspect Ysera used to reign supreme. I think it's pretty darn neat to see portal. I guess back in World of Warcraft Classic, this area was filled with dragonkin and little dragons and things, and it was pretty darn cool. Still very cool if I can find it again, which we're going to cross my finger, or I'm going to cross my fingers that I can. There is a dragon skull and some bones up here that I happened to stumble across that I thought were really cool, and I don't actually know why they're here, so if anybody does know why they're here, drop it in the comments below, because I have no idea what the significance of this place is, other than the fact that there is a dragon skull and a really cool looking rock that looks like it has a face in it. I don't know if you can see that, or if it's just pareidolia for me, making it look like a face, but that looks like a face in that glowing rock, and I am as to why it's there. Alright, but that is the Ceridine area. At this point in time, there doesn't seem to be anything that's going on with it. Like, it was used back in classic World of Warcraft up through the Cataclysm, but after that, I don't think it's been used for anything at all. Which is too bad because it's just another really beautiful area. I mean, you kind of reminds me of ancient Greek structures. But pretty darn cool. Alright, other than that, there is a dwarven outpost and a little bit of troll stuff. Now, we are going to fly over here and check out this other area in the Hinterlands, which is the giant... Oh, well, hello. Huh. I don't think I have ever seen this. Must be a rare. I think I'm going to kill it. I don't think I've ever killed a rare that just stands on top of a rock and glows. So, see what he's got. Cracker's Belt of the Aurora. Interesting. Well, different. I just never have seen a albino moonkin before, so of course I had to kill it. That probably says a lot about me. But alright, as we fly up here to one of the big structures that are one of the big old troll structures. Now there are 3 main tribes of trolls that are up here. 2 of them are hostile to both the Alliance and the Horde. The 3rd troll tribe, the Raven Tusks, has actually allied itself with the Horde. And their little village is down here. And it is a Horde outpost. So if you are a Horde player, this would be where your flight points are and where you can do a lot of interesting questing. It's actually got some really good questing with this little town. A lot of really fun ones. One where you're going out finding a picnic basket for an ogre. A couple other little things like that. But as I said, this is the only tribe of trolls that is allied with the Horde on this side of the map. The Darkspear trolls are your playable ones if you are a Horde player. Here we have Jintha Allure, which is one of the big old troll structures, and honestly, they're really kind of cool. Like, this is a huge pain in the rear end if you're questing up here, though, especially if you don't have flight yet, because of all the levels and all of the trolls that are here for you to fight. But the quest lines are really worthwhile to do if you've never done them before. And again, it's just a lot of really, really neat art assets that World of Warcraft developers put in and should be appreciated. Other than that, we have one other little troll area. I'm going to go past the Altar of Zool here and into, again, Shadar Allure. But we're going to go over here to the Altar of Zool, which is just another big troll temple. As you can see, they were pretty much, I would say, inspired by different Mayan and Aztec temples and things. And very cool. And then there is Shadra Allure. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation as well, which is just another really cool questing zone and temple area. We've got a bunch of Vile Branch trolls that are in charge here, and a lot of interesting quests that you're going to end up doing. Other than that, there is a battle pet trainer in this zone. I don't know if I've pointed them out before, but they are pretty darn cool. There's several little rocky areas. There's a lot of fun questing, and as I said before, 2 houses. So This is our first real area since, well, since I would say probably Ironforge that has more than one or two really good houses in it that you're not going to have to fight over. Other than that, that is about it. We are going to go fly over because I see a structure and I'm not sure if I've ever seen it before, so we're going to go check it out. It's actually how I find a lot of interesting stuff. I'm going to say it looked like a graveyard, but no, I think it's just another troll structure. Kind of cool. And I am going to leave you there, overlooking the Arathi Highlands, which will definitely now be next week's video. I hope that you enjoyed this, and leave me a comment down below if there's anything that I missed. I probably missed a lot in this, just because it's not one of the areas that I spend a whole lot of time in, except when I have an archaeology dig in it, and then I usually am just cursing about the fact that it's usually over in Jintha Allure, and I have to go up and down 20,000 levels just to dig up my little archaeology fragments. But, as always, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week as we explore the Arathi Highlands.